9. Now, let's change topics slightly for a few minutes. More than 6% of hospital admissions are people who've had a bad reaction to the drugs they're taking because they're not taking them properly to effectively manage their condition. Well, now the National Pharmacy Association is raising awareness of the NHS's new medicine service, which offers support for people with long-term conditions who've been newly prescribed a medicine. It's hoped it will help people understand their medicines better and avoid people needing hospital treatment. Let's speak to Rina Barai from the National Pharmacy Association. Good morning, Rina. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Morning, Carl. How are you?
Yes, good, thank you. I appreciate you giving up your time to speak to us this morning. So this is incredible. 6%, because people aren't taking their medicines correctly. Why aren't they, and what's going wrong?
Isn't it incredible? And we know that in England there's about 15 million people have long-term conditions, and research shows that about 30 to 50% of them don't take the medication as they're prescribed. So what that can happen as a result of that is people who are not getting the benefit of their medication may get sort of a worsening of their illness further down the line, and sometimes may need hospital treatment, which is why this year, as Ask Your Pharmacist Week this week, which is an annual public awareness campaign for community pharmacy across the UK, we're really encouraging people to figure out and find out what's now available at their local pharmacy, including this new medicine service.
And it's not just the medicine, it's the advice that goes with it, isn't it?
It is.
That makes such a difference.
It totally is. Yeah, so when people are prescribed a new medication or just been told they've got a long-term condition, you can imagine that's quite overwhelming for people, isn't it? You've just been told you've got Parkinson's, diabetes, high cholesterol, osteoporosis, and it's really overwhelming. And then the doctor gives you a prescription and says, right, you need to take this for the rest of your life. We know, from my experience of helping patients, that it can be really, really daunting. So the new medicine service basically is 3 appointments. As soon as somebody gets prescribed a new medication, we'll speak to them, talk to them about what the medication's for and how best to take it. And then we contact the patient sort of 7 to 14 days after they started taking it, and we'll ask them questions such as, how are you getting on with it? Are you getting any side effects? Do you think it's working? And that can be a really nice opportunity for patients to just have that healthcare professional to ask questions to, because people do have concerns usually when they get started on a new medication. As you say, GPs are explaining it at the time. I know people who've been through illnesses of various kinds, and they come out from the GP and they say, oh, it's all a blur. I didn't hear a thing he said, apart from you've got blah, blah, blah. So this is vital, isn't it? What can go wrong, Rina, if you don't take your medicine properly? And we're not just talking about taking too much. Presumably not taking enough or taking it at the wrong times can be as bad. Yeah, and a lot of the time I know some of my patients, for example, don't take medicines at the right time, so they're not as effective as they should be. Or maybe sometimes people who use inhalers may not be using them correctly, because it can be quite complicated how to use the different inhalers that are available and the technique that's the best technique to use it to make the most of it. So lots of things can go wrong, and that's why we're really encouraging people to come and speak to their pharmacists, because like I said, we know that 30 to 50% of people aren't using their medications correctly, and it's really, really important that people do use their pharmacy and ask for advice. And obviously we're offering so many other services as well, not just the new medicine service. We offer flu vaccinations, many are offering COVID vaccinations. There's a new NHS blood pressure check service for the over 40s. And I think historically people went to the GP for some of these services, and we're really trying to encourage people to now think about their local pharmacy as a place they can go to. The pharmacies are so accessible. We're on your local high street, in your local parade of shops, in your supermarkets, and we're probably the only healthcare professional that doesn't need an appointment for us to be seen by a patient. So we're really, really encouraging the public to use our skills and find out what's available at your local pharmacy.
Well said. Thank you very much for joining us today, Rina Barai, who's board member of the National Pharmacy Association, talking about that, because half of people with long-term medical conditions are making mistakes when taking their tablets, the medication, risking hospitalisation. Thank you to Rina for joining us live on the programme today. It's 11:45. Here's Dire Straits and Walk of Life. Get through more of your texts and calls and emails and tweets next.